Oh hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. I'm Maryam. In today's video, I am going to be reviewing and revealing the new JACLYN Cosmetics Luxe Legacy collection in collab with her mom, Robin. In this collection, we have an eyeshadow palette. We've got some eyeliners, we've got some lip products, some setting powders. I am going to be testing everything out, applying it to my face, creating it, judging it, giving you guys a verdict at the end. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already. Hit that notification bell so you could watch all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos so you do get notified. And now let's get into this. Luxe Legacy collection from JACLYN Cosmetics in collab with JACLYN's mom. Here we come. All right, so we've got this beautiful PR package here. From the looks of it, I gotta say, it's not super appealing to me at this current time of the year. Right now, it is almost May out, and I don't know, I'm kinda in the mood for really bright colors. I'm in the mood for pastels and just like bright summery vibes, but this color story is giving me fall, and I don't know if I personally am in the mood for that right now. But that's not to say that this is bad by any means. I'm just saying this is my initial first reaction to the colors and just to what I'm seeing here. On the top of the PR package, we've got a card with everything we need to know. Here are the products. We've got an eyeshadow palette, and actually I was sent two eyeshadow palettes. One of them has a picture of JACLYN and her mom on the front. This one is called the Dear Mom eyeshadow palette, and on the back it has a bunch of pictures of moms. Some moms I recognize. There goes my girl Kristen and her son Jaden. There goes It's My Ray Ray, a few other people I recognize here. This is pretty cool. Oh, Laura G143. Look at that. Okay, so the Dear Mom palette does feature a rose on the front, whereas the Luxe Legacy just has a different packaging. But essentially, it is the same palette, it is the same colors. As you can tell, it is the same palette, indeed. This one, I definitely want to save for a giveaway for a lucky mom out there who might be watching. So I'm going to carefully put it away. And now let's go over all of the facts. The Luxe Legacy eyeshadow palette is $49, as is the Dear Mom palette with the rose on the front, both $49, but that one just has a limited edition packaging. And basically what this is supposed to be is a timeless, classic neutrals type of palette, which I gotta say is very beautiful. I'm just not into the olive vibe at the current moment. I just came back from Puerto Rico, so I am totally on a different wavelength when it comes to color. I'm very much inspired by color at the moment. Not so much into the neutrals, but of course, I'm going to dive right into this and I'm gonna embrace it, as I always do. Also in this collection, we have 6 different shades of the Powder Move Setting Powder. This one is $30 each. I've got the shades Sheer Light and also Sheer Medium here. Looks like Sheer Medium might be my best match at the moment. I do have just a touch of foundation on. I'm wearing the Mcgrath Sublime Perfection foundation. Not in my usual light medium though. Right now I am wearing shade 18, which is like my summer shade. While we're at it, let me just go ahead and try it. I'm not sure if this is the same exact powder formula as JACLYN's other powders that I already have, but it is a very finely milled, loose powder, and I've got just a brush for it. I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. Sheer Medium. So yeah, I have not set my face just yet. You can kind of tell on my forehead that the face is still on the wet side. This looks like a good color for my current skin tone. And when they say sheer, they really do mean it. This is not adding any additional color, or if it is, it's a very mild concentration of color. But it is doing a really good job of just mattifying and setting everything, hopefully. Actually, I did see a little bit of that swipe of color here. Maybe a pinch more orange that I like, but perhaps that's just the monitor. Kind of wish there was a scroll wheel with these. I'm not a huge fan of powder getting all over the place, so I definitely like to have some sort of a topper to the powder. All right, let's go ahead and try out the light medium just to see the shade difference. I will say that having seen JACLYN and her mom together, from observation, they do seem to have a very, very close relationship. They also kind of have a similar personality, I will say. They're both into luxury, they're both into beauty, they're very family oriented, so I think this is a collab that really makes sense for them. Not to mention, JACLYN's mom has a really great sense of style. She's very classy and beautiful. So for anyone who might be a fan of JACLYN, who might be a fan of JACLYN's mom, or just like that relationship, that aesthetic that they kind of portray, this might be something nice to have. All right, so those are the powders. I gotta say, nothing to complain about. Feels very finely milled. Has just a teeny tiny bit of a glow, which I like. I think it's oily skin friendly, it's texture friendly. Next thing we have here that I do want to test out is this setting spray. It's a $28 setting spray. Set it and forget it with a super fine facial mist that primes, sets, conditions, and protects. But before I spray it, there's one more thing that I kind of want to apply first, and it is the First Base Eyeshadow Primer, 20 bucks. Sheer translucent formula. Squeezy tube and a wand. Although I'm seeing that the product itself is very liquidy, so maybe this needs to be stirred. No, still pretty liquidy. All right, I guess maybe it's meant to be this way. I'm gonna prime my lids. Kind of excited about the eyeshadow palette, given that JACLYN is like the queen of eye makeup. Or at least I always saw her to be the queen of eye makeup and also the queen of glow. This primer definitely does not remind me of any other formula that I've tried. It does dry down rather quickly. Has a teeny tiny pinch of color, but nothing that would actually cover things like freckles or veins. It's just like a little bit of a base. I like that the finish feels pretty matte to the touch, so not super sticky. Just like nice and velvety, I like it. Let's try out this mist. How fine is fine? Let's see. Not super fine, not like a continuous mist. Definitely fragrant, a little bit perfumey, but kind of refreshing. But definitely not a continuous fine mist. This is more of a, not a total splat, but in between a fine mist and a splat, you know? Also in this collection, we've got, looks like 5 pencil liners. Wait, is it me or do I suddenly look kind of greasy? I'm gonna try to like pat this mist down a bit because je suis not a fan of the dew. Je suis pas. Okay, I think I was able to stamp it into place. Next, we've got 5 liner pencils, $18 each. We've got a black, we've got a bronze, a blackberry, a black brown, and a charcoal. Oh, I was kind of hoping that the charcoal would be an olive, since we've got the olive vibes going on. And by the way, not to say that I'm not a fan of the olive, I actually really super love that color combo. And just not for spring, not for this time of the year, you know? But anyways, let us swatch these. Looks super smooth, glides on effortlessly. Oh, this brown is it. Black brown is kind of fire too. I like these. Here are the swatches of all 5. One thing I'm noticing off the bat is that these are very matte, and I love that. You know how certain gel pencils, they are very smooth, they're very pigmented, but they have this shine that makes them not matte, basically. They almost have like a liquidy type of finish. These do not have that. They go on matte. They stay matte. I'm not sure if these are actually waterproof. Let me see. Inline eyeliner. So when they say inline, I am assuming that this is for the waterline, though it doesn't say anywhere that these are actually waterproof. As always with these reviews, I don't like to watch anybody else's video, not even JACLYN's. I've done pretty much 0 research on this collection, and I am discovering everything right now as you are watching. Next up in the collection, we've got some Pout Spoken liquid lipsticks. So I'm already a fan of the Pout Spoken liquid lipsticks from JACLYN. I already like these, so I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna enjoy these as well. These are just different colors, and they also come in matching lip liners that are also $18 each, and the Pout Spoken liquid lipsticks are $20 each. Now I wanna dip around, and I definitely wanna try out this Luxe Legacy / Dear Mom palette. I'm gonna grab this inline eyeliner in the smooth black brown. I'm gonna grab my mirror that totally matches the vibes and the aesthetic of this collection. This mirror, by the way, was sent to me in Tatcha PR many years ago. I want to say at least 2 or 3 years ago. Everybody always asks where I get it from. It does have my name on it, or rather my channel name. Let me go ahead and line this eye first and foremost from the corner to the outer corner, like that. Then I'm gonna use this tiny little precise lip line brush from Sigma L06 to soften it, to kind of lift the corner a little bit, to smoke everything out, just to provide a little bit of a base I really, really, really like this pencil. Wow, that was super easy. And like that in itself could be a look. And I love the shade black brown. Very versatile, very wearable. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Just gonna line corner to corner. I'm gonna blend and blur. I'm gonna lift and smoke it out. All right, and now I'm gonna do something different. I'm going to actually add this pencil to my outer crease like that. I do this never, but today I'm going to do this because I'm inspired and I wanna try new shit. Again, just blurring it, kind of like mapping out a slightly different eye shape. Speaking of moms and Mother's Day, I'm not a mom, but I'm a cat mom, but I do have a mom. And I'm hoping it's nice weather in New York for Mother's Day because it's been so cold here. I hope I can take my mom out to a nice restaurant. Hope we could sit outside and drink some bubbly and do something fun. So now that I've mapped that out, let me go ahead and wish there was a mirror here. That's what I'm thinking, because this is quite a large palette. The pans, by the way, are also giant. They're reminding me of like those professional makeup artist palettes, which is definitely great. But because this palette is on the larger side, I want to be able to utilize the space for a mirror. That would be nice. I'm gonna grab a small brush. This has absolutely no name, just like any pointed little small brush. Gonna dip into Peanty Butter. I don't know what Peanty Butter means, but I'm sure it is something meaningful to JACLYN and her mom. I'm gonna add this Peanty Butter shade, which is an interesting shade. It's like a grayed out light ochre shade. I'm gonna just add that to the very top of that crease that I created and just blend it upwards. Okay, yeah. All right, so I'm just freely adding that right above that crease. And then I'm gonna take a clean brush, hopefully a stiffer clean brush. This one from Mario is good. I'm gonna dip into this shade here called Biscuit. It's like a ivory shade, like a bone shade. And I'm gonna add that right over the top just to make that lighter, to make that more into a brow bone color. So essentially I'm just erasing all the mess. Now let's also do that here. Well, so far I will say the eyeshadows blend together very nicely and very, very easily. I've got nothing to complain. I'm gonna take another brush, a slightly tapered one from Wayne Gloss, brush number 06. I am gonna take this shade here called Farm Girl and kind of start darkening that fake crease that I created with the pencil, like that. And I'm also gonna start applying that to the pencil liner on the lash line, like that. Again, I always say this in these videos, I let the makeup do the talking, I let it speak to me. I don't look up any particular makeup style or a look that I wanna recreate. I just go with the flow. I just do whatever the products intuitively tell me to do. And so far, this is what the makeup is telling me. And I'm just following my instincts. So I don't know if this is heading in the 90s Pam Anderson vibes or like where this makeup is going, but it's definitely going somewhere. And so far, I like where it's going. I'm gonna try to look at my mirror over here. It's kind of far from me, so I have to turn to the side a little bit, but it'll actually help you see better. I'm gonna pull this slightly, just like super slightly, and I'm gonna start packing on that shade and kind of pulling it out a little bit past this crease line, so like you can kind of tell that it's being pulled out, but not too much. I'm using still the same shade, Farm Girl. It's actually quite a neutral shade. I'm gonna pop some into the bottom, just like a little bit of a wash, nothing too dramatic or serious. All right, and now I definitely wanna do something for the center lid. Perhaps this shade here called Apple Pie. I'm gonna keep it very neutral today because this is a very neutral palette. So there's only one way to go. Laura Lee Los Angeles L19 brush, dipping into Apple Pie. Wow. Stunning, stunning, stunning metallic shade. Kind of miss formulas like this. I feel like a lot of the shimmers lately are either too metallic or too sticky feeling, but this gives me the good old 2018 vibes. So nice, so easy to pack on, smooth color, no fallout. I love it. I mean, that's kind of gorgeous. I am really, really pleased. For the inner corner, let's try a little French silk over here. Just like a very muted champagne-y pink here. Super bright, but super nice. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely great metallics. I'm not sure if I want that on the brow bone. Perhaps that might be a little much. So instead, I'm gonna dip the same brush into the shade here called Honey. It's gonna have a little bit of shimmer on it, but I'm gonna mute it down with the matte. And I'm just gonna pop that right in top of the brow bone. By the way, my eyebrows are glued down using the Mario glue brow gel, but I didn't actually fill them in, so I'm gonna need to do that before I present you with the final look. But wow, so far I'm really liking everything. I'm gonna grab this Laura Mercier liner brush, dip it into this black, because I said so, and I am going to add that to the outer corner and just start lifting that shape into the crease, like that. I kind of have just a smoked out eyeshadow liner happening here. It's not really a liner, it's not really a wing. It's definitely something that I like. I'm gonna add a pinch of that to my lower lash line, just to the corner, and then continue lifting. A little bit of fallout here. Let's flick that off. Not too much, it's not sticking, that's good. All right, gonna do the same thing here. Basically starting off as a liner and then getting less and less precise and more smoky and pulling that out and just building up that darkness in the corner. You guys can probably tell my voice is a little bit sore. It always gets sore whenever I'm having too much fun. And I definitely had way too much fun in Puerto Rico. Literally, it's my first day back, but I am still mentally there. We did so much. We hung out with the Swatch model's cousins. They live out of Puerto Rico. We saw a bunch of his family, aunties. We drove around. We went to these crazy caves and rivers. We got very adventurous this time in Puerto Rico. And let me tell you, we've been going to Puerto Rico for almost 20 years. So I don't know if it's like our 10th or 20th time, but this was probably one of our most adventurous recent trips. Also, we stayed in Old San Juan, which is something that we've never done before. And that in itself was an experience. I mean, we were out every night, hanging out with the locals, trying to avoid the tourists, trying to blend in with the locals. It was definitely a thing. I am pleased with the way that this is turning out. This is looking rather fire to me. I think JACLYN's mom would like. That's the vibe I'm getting. So now I am gonna grab another pencil liner, this smooth bronze. I'm gonna see if I can pop that into my waterline. Oh yeah, so smooth. Kind of just dragging that in between my lower lashes here. Ooh, keeping it kind of messy. I'm gonna go ahead and take that little lip brush thingy one more time and blend that out, making sure it's all smooth. I'm not really into a super smoked out lower lash line currently. Ask me next week, maybe the trends will change, but right now I'm really liking a more bare lower lash line. So what I'm gonna do is tone down this very dark waterline and lower lash line with something light and something bright. I'm gonna go into this shade Peanty Butter one more time, and I am going to erase and just blur down that lower lash line. Just like that, so it's just a little bit less noticeable. This brush here is called the Medium Chisel Fluff, but again, I have no idea where it's from. It's a brush that I've had forever, so it's probably a really cheapy one. Okay, just like that. Get cute, get cute. All right, for the lips, we've got a bunch of liquid lipsticks here. Let's go ahead and test the shades. From the lightest to the deepest, we've got Hope. Next we have Faith. Next we have Live, Love, Laugh. JK. Sweetheart is next. Oh my God. And the last one is Love. Have you guys seen that viral TikTok? And there goes Love. And I believe we also have the matching Hope, Faith, Sweetheart, and Love lip liners. And judging by it, I should probably not go for Hope. That looks really light. Faith looks a little bit darker. I'm gonna try to go for Faith. So I've got the Faith lip liner here, which looks very, very pinky. Here's the lip liner by itself. And now let's go for Faith. Faith looks a little light against my tan. Let me go for Sweetheart. But I'm gonna keep a little bit of Hope in the center because I do like the undertone. I'm gonna actually go over with the Sweetheart lip liner just to darken the edges. All right, and there you have it. Let me go ahead and add a little bit of mascara to this eye look so that it doesn't look incomplete. I'm gonna go ahead and use this Diamond Mascara from Physicians Formula. I'm actually gonna dip into one of these darker shades here and just add a little bit to my brow. Why not? Dipped into the shade Buddy. And what I wanna do is just add a pinch of color. So because I already glued down my brows, what I'm doing now is really easy with just a little bit of eyeshadow. All right, you guys, so this is my final look using the Luxe Legacy collection from JACLYN Cosmetics in collaboration with JACLYN's mom, Robin. And now let's go over all of the products that I just tested out. I thought the powders were really finely milled. I really did like the shade of the Sheer Light. I thought the Sheer Medium had a little bit of an orangey tint. I could still kind of see it in the monitor here, which is not reflective of the way that I tan, but I guess it was good enough because these are sheer enough. I like these. Do I love these? Probably not, but will I continue using them? Probably so. Next up, the mist. This was definitely not as fine as I was expecting, but not like a super strong, dramatic splat type of mist either. Somewhere in between, just a little sneeze of a mist. The only thing is I don't necessarily like the feel of a dewy mist. I feel like it makes me look a little oily. It makes my texture appear more enhanced. So that's the only thing that I would say about this one. It's just not really meant for someone with my skin type. But if you are dry, if you are normal, if you do not have large pores or texture, then you will probably like this. Moving on to the pencils. I loved the pencils, loved the lip liners, and I loved the pencil liners. I thought the quality was really great, really easy to use. I love the fact that the waterline is still intact. So that tells me that this is probably a waterproof pencil liner. I like that it is moldable enough to be able to use on your actual lids to map out your eye shape or to map out the look that you want to create. So I thought that the pencil liners were outstanding on both the lip liners and the eyeliners. Kind of want more shades. Moving on to the eyeshadow palette. Although I initially said this is not a color palette that I am currently into just because of the season, I do see myself gravitating towards these colors in the fall. I think they are very wearable, extremely wearable in fact. I can't think of a person that this wouldn't suit. There's just about every neutral shade in here, in the mattes, in the shimmery shades. The pans are huge. I think the color story is interesting enough, but neutral enough for every day or for night. So I really do like the palette. For $49, perhaps I wish there was a mirror here, but then again, that's a small complaint. Honestly, I think this is a really, really decent palette that a lot of people will enjoy. Most people, I think, prefer neutrals over color. So if you are looking for that everyday palette that you can wear to work or to go out for drinks after work or to a restaurant or to a wedding, this is a great palette. And if you are a JACLYN Hill fan, then this might be a nice thing for you to have and to gift yourself, especially if you are a mom. So I guess with that said, you can tell probably that I like this collection. Is it the most unique thing that I've ever seen? Probably not, but it is meaningful and it is a celebration of love. It is a celebration of a mother-daughter relationship, and to me, that's beautiful and that is to be celebrated. So I applaud JACLYN and JACLYN Cosmetics on this collection. I loved it. I enjoyed playing around with it. I'm kind of obsessed with my eye look. I think it is exactly what this palette intended for me, and I listened and I delivered, and it delivered for me. So there you have it. There is my story. There is my verdict. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. I will see you in my next video. Head over to this side of the screen and click on my next couple of videos. All right, I'll see you guys. Peace out, and I'm out.